So if you guys remember, I did a video recently on Aloy from Horizon Forbidden West, the DLC called The Burning Shores, that apparently a lot of people didn't like because of the issue that was going on towards the end of the DLC, where they finally apparently made Aloy either bisexual or lesbian, but people are more so leaning towards lesbian. I'm not really sure, considering that she flirted with both men and women throughout the entire series, so I really don't think it's fair to call her a lesbian, but of course, they're going to want to try to go as far into the aisle as humanly possible, and lesbian is all the way at that end. Now, why am I talking about, again, Aloy and good old Horizon Forbidden West? I'm talking about it because there is an article that's out right now from good old Kotaku, from one of our favorite Shill media writers, CC Jiang, who has now apparently said that homophobes, yes, homophobes, are review bombing Horizon Forbidden West DLC, and says not everyone is happy about the same gender romance in the Burning Shores. Good old CC Jiang never fails to impress. So before we get into this article, guys, of course, consider giving this video a good old like, because you will push us out into the YouTube algorithm if you do so. It says, if you thought that the gamers could be normal about two queers sharing a passionate kiss in 2023, then you would be very wrong. Horizon Forbidden West's new story DLC Burning Shores contains a scene in which Aloy can choose to kiss a woman named Seika, and it seems some PlayStation fans were not happy. Indeed, some players were so offended at being given this choice that they mass review bombed the DLC on Metacritic, while the Metascore, which is based on critics' reviews, currently sits at 82. The user score is just at a 3.2. First off, who gives a shit about Metacritic? Like, Metacritic is not a valid review source. They haven't been for a very long time. They are heavily bought and paid for, and it's just not something you should take seriously, unless, of course, you are Kotaku, who is angry that anybody who would dare insult or even criticize your gay overlords will have an issue with what you have to say regarding that, and try to take Metacritic as some form of example regarding your homophobia. That's really what they're trying to do. And it's amazing how this person likes to start off their article by literally attacking the people who may or may not be reading this article. And again, it's just ridiculous. They use those names to try to disavow your argument or to try to devalue your argument, and it does neither. So it says Burning Shore is a DLC that, for technical reasons, is only available on PlayStation 5. It brings significant quality of life improvements, such as easier looting, though it apparently details like better looking clouds that rendered it a PS5 exclusive. The update also provides players with the opportunity to have Aloy pursue a romantic relationship with someone nice. Someone nice? Like, what does that even mean? She's met plenty of nice people in her history in the two games, and there's no reason why she couldn't have pursued something with those characters. But of course, they wanted to make her hook up with some random chick that they just met, because it apparently leads to diversity. I'm really not sure. It says, which has been a fan request for years, and I'm happy for her. You realize she's fake, right? Like, I don't even know if they realize that. Seika seems like a nice lady, and Aloy deserves to open up to someone after running around and saving the world for 2 consecutive games. She has opened up to people. That's the whole point. Like, Aloy has spent her 2 games literally building relationships and talking with people, friends, and even a little bit more. She has hinted at obviously flirting with both males and females, and she has potentially been opened up to relationships, but they never really explored it because they wanted her to be a cold-hearted lesbian, apparently. That's basically what they wanted. The main people who are mad right now are the homophobes, who seemingly can't stand the thought of any gay content in the Horizon series at all, even if whether or not Aloy acts on her feelings is fully optional. You know, it's amazing to me how you try to simplify the argument as much as you humanly can, because you know there's validity to a lot of what people are saying. A lot of people have an issue with the fact that this whole gay scene feels very tacked on. They didn't explore it in the main game, which is something they should have done. If they wanted to make her kiss a woman, they should have did it in the main game, but they saved it for a DLC in the hopes that they could sell the DLC with some fake diversity. Not only that, they made her kiss someone who she never even knew. She has all these relationships that she could easily explore that would mean way more to not only the character but the people who actually played the game. But no, you made her kiss some random fucking chick that she just met in a DLC that you have to pay for, otherwise you're never gonna see it. So the people who decide to not pay for the DLC will never know that Aloy is a lesbian or a bisexual. They'll never know. Why? Because you never put it in the main game, so they'll have no idea. So you gatekeeped the entire scenario, and not only that, you made it with someone that nobody gives a shit about. So it's a double whammy for a lot of people. The bar is on the floor, y'all, but it doesn't stop bigots from running face first into it. God, man, these These people are just terrible. Recent players complained on Metacritic that homosexuals were putting forward a dirty agenda that sabotaged what could have been a beautiful story. Nearly all the reviews with a 0 score complained that they shouldn't be forced to see gay women exist in the world of Horizon. I highly doubt that is every single 0 score. I highly doubt that. You are trying to simplify it because it fits your narrative, guaranteed. One player called the game woke propaganda, which it kind of is, for allowing Aloy to fall in love with someone she just met, as if that isn't how human romantic attraction so often works. No, like I understand there's love at first sight, but that is truly few and far between. What most people consider love at first sight is someone just lusting after someone extremely and confusing it for love. People do that all the time, but love at first sight is extremely, extremely rare. And not only that, love at first sight is not true, genuine love that you build over time with someone. That takes time. Experiencing life with someone, being through issues with them, and seeing how you guys come out on top. So it's sad that this person thinks it is normal human romantic attraction to fall in love with someone at first sight, apparently. CC Zhang, I guess you must be very easy. Guerrilla Games retconned the main character for LGBTQ nonsense, bemoaned another so-called fan who seems to have completely missed that there were sparks between Aloy and Petra in Horizon Zero Dawn. Well, what about the sparks between Aloy and Erend? What about Aloy and Erend? There was plenty of sparks between those two, male and female. Why are you ignoring that factor just to push your bullshit narrative that she was always lesbian in the first place? Aloy never showed signs of being a lesbian, complained one player who seems to have played a completely different game. No, I didn't play a completely different game. All the choices I made led me to believe that Aloy was 100% straight. At least my Aloy anyway never showed interest in a woman. That's not to say other people's Aloys didn't, but for you to be condescending to think that someone else must have played a completely different game, and I know you mean that condescendingly, obviously, is stupid because it's a game that's made by choices. So of course, you can have one choice where it seems like Aloy might be lesbian, and you can have another choice which seems like Aloy is straight. So it's both are very much valid. This is not the first time that a PlayStation first-party franchise was attacked for featuring openly queer characters. This February, homophobes review bombed The Last of... Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Really? You guys are bringing up The Last of Us? Seriously? We already discussed The Last of Us as much as we possibly could. Eventually, I stopped reviewing it just because it was such a terrible show towards the end. But again, people didn't have a problem with the third episode because there was gay characters in it. People had a problem with the third episode because they completely changed the interaction between Bill and Ellie, which was one of the most prominent interactions in the game. It was very fun to experience, and it's sad that they took it out to show you the gay version of the Notebook. Like, that's all they did. And not only that, they gave you two extremely gay characters that they did an entire backstory for, only to kill them off in the same episode and only mention them once again in another episode and never again afterwards. They never get mentioned again. So they literally showed you them, killed them, and did nothing with them in the same episode and mentioned them one time when someone asked them where did they get their food. That's it. It is the most pathetic excuse for diversity I've ever seen in my life, and for you to bring up this Last of Us situation as if it's some sort of own is ridiculous, but I would expect nothing less from good old CC Zhang. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.